probably easier to learn from a bad boss.
In your experience, which is easier to learn from? Bad bosses or good bosses?
Oh my gosh, which is easier? I would love to say it's easier to learn from a good boss, but I think it's probably easier to learn from a bad boss because those negative emotions are like catalysts. They're those things that sometimes it takes something really bad to happen in someone's life before they make a huge change, make a big change. It did for me, right? So it took a really tragic thing that happened in my life to make major changes in my life. So when we see what someone's doing that's not working, and it's not working in such a way that we actually labeled them as a bad boss, then we know that I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually do the opposite of that. When you have somebody as a good boss, that's a great example. And look, we need good bosses out there. Please don't let this be an excuse to be a bad boss. We need good bosses. We need good leaders out there. But sometimes you take a good leader for granted, right? You can very easily take a spouse who you're very comfortable with for granted. You can take your friends for granted, your parents for granted, especially if they're good ones. And I would say the same can be true at times for people who have a good leader. But I think if people haven't experienced those really, really bad bosses in their life, then it's a little bit harder to appreciate when you have a really, really good leader.